Hello, Taurus. Let's get some messages for you guys, for you bulls. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, or otherwise. If you resonate the 12 system or the 13, it does not matter if you resonate with Taurus. Or if you're just listening and can't hit pause or whatever, this message is meant for you. All right, so I'm going to make sure I don't want my microphone in the shot necessarily, but all right. All right, Taurus, so let's get your grid going here. What I'm starting with is a beautiful Divine Feminine deck called Divine Feminine. And then we're going to get out a Divine Masculine deck that I just recently bought called the Viking Oracle, which is beautiful, has been very beautiful. And then we're going to balance it out with my favorite deck, the Sacred Traveler. All right, so we're going to do the left side with Sacred Feminine, the right side with the Masculine, and we're going to go right down the middle with the Sacred Traveler to balance it out. So Taurus, let's see what the cosmos has for you for the rest of September and into October. I'm getting at least the first 3 weeks of October. So just looking at my desk and it is covered in cat hair. Let me turn my ringer off so nobody interrupts us, Taurus. We need privacy. All right, so I'm going to ask the cosmos to bring us messages and guidance from the highest vibration, the highest frequency that we have access to in the highest good of Taurus. Always. And so it is. And mote shall it be. All right, let's get this grid going. Taurus. Nice. Very nice. 3 new ones. Love these ladies. I am going to, the deck is new. I am trying to intuit. But I do sometimes like the book. So, sometimes the book speaks to me. So what you have is Zhu Xuanjing. I'm sure I butchered that and I apologize. The Mystic of Peace. Let's focus on that. You can look her up if you want. But the intention of this reading, she is the Mystic of Peace. Sappho, the Poetess. Okay. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. And Khadija, the Mother of Believers. Again, I apologize. I'm a dumb American. I wish there was pronunciations in these. Oh, well. Oh, there we go. I knew I saw her. Okay. I just wanted to look up this first one real quick. Nice. So, Zhu, I want to say it's Xuanjing. Zhu Xuanjing. I'm doing my best, you guys. The Mystic of Peace. I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. So I love this because it says that she embodies the unwavering tranquility that exists deep beneath the turbulence of our daily thoughts. So she is a foundation. She is a foundation of trust. Okay, so we're going to get more into that. And I will probably look these up. I'm going to keep the book handy. But I want to get the grid completely made. Interestingly, what I want you to see, and I don't think I need to look now because now I'm curious. No. So all these women, first of all, I just want you to look at this beautiful deck. All these women, notice, I got some upside down ones. Yeah, it's all good. You got all 3 in red. And it's not all red is that Joan? Oh, Joan. It's not all red, right? So that's cool. I know I need to go through that and flip some of those over. So you got all red. I cannot tell you how much fire is coming out right now for everybody. Okay. For the collective in general, if you think about it this way, biblically people talk about how the elements kind of take turns with the cleansing when it's time for a cleansing. I do think this is a cleansing, but not like wiping out humanity or even wiping out those who are unworthy, right? No one is unworthy. First of all, stop spreading that lie. No one's unworthy. Everyone is worthy of evolution, of ascension, of life, of a life filled with joy and abundance. Okay. But the last one was water with the great flood, right? This one is fire. We're out in the fire. The one before that would have been, honestly, I kind of think it would have been air, even though it kind of manifested as the ice age, right? It was, if you think about it, the cold air that froze the water, right? So I do think that I'm just spitballing, I'm just making shit up now, you guys, but that makes sense to me. That it was air, water. Now we're on fire. Next will be earth. Who knows what'll happen then, right? Feel like we're going to find, well, I don't know if we decide to hang out. So anyway, so much fire coming through. It's freaking unbelievable. And the message coming through for the collective, if I want to break it down to its simplest form, is let that shit burn. We are allowing the old to burn away, so that we can see what's left and move forward with what's left. If there's nothing left, then we're moving forward from scratch, and that's okay, because we're moving forward from scratch together. We're all together, okay? We might be naked, but we are unafraid, okay? I hate that show, by the way. Don't watch that dumb show. Seriously, it's the stupidest thing. Worse than The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. I know they're fun, but it just perpetuates these low vibe, such low vibe things. I know they're all actors and actresses and with a script probably. Anyway, okay, let's get this divine masculine row going. You're going to love these other red ladies. I do have my healing, right? Yes, my healing, my heart chakra. I dropped some. I'm burning sage and I dropped some. Just making sure I didn't start my carpet on fire. All right, let's get these. Oh, interesting. Okay. Seriously, that one repeat card, so maybe two. I'm trying to remember if I've seen that one before. So I'm not going to show you yet because I want to get full grid done. Okay, so let's get the Sacred Traveler and we're going to get the row down the middle. Let's balance these two rows, okay, and get this story arc for Taurus for the next 4, 5, 6 weeks, okay? Yeah, 4, 5, 6 weeks. No, we didn't want those. We didn't want those anyway. All right. Oh, you guys. Taurus. All right. So this is your first card, this beautiful Zhu Zhuanjing. I'm so sorry. I apologize to every native speaker of this beautiful language. The mystic of peace. I am peace when my mind is clear, the way is clear. Again, first card, it's going to run the thread through the whole story, okay? It's the beginning of the story. It's starting us off. And remember what I read in the book is this is a foundational embodiment. She embodies what's underneath, okay? And what you've been doing, Taurus, is you've been taking that previous kind of subconscious recording. Sorry, my window's open. I don't know what that is. Helicopter. You have been taking that previous subconscious recording that we play in our minds all the time, right? It's that negative self-talk or positive self-talk, whichever we have programmed it with. You have been reprogramming your negative into a positive. You have been. I know you have been. I feel it. I see it. That's the message that's coming through. Helicopter confirmation for you, Taurus. The message that's coming through is that you have been reprogramming, rebuilding, transforming your foundation. Okay. This solid foundation, this solid footing underneath the ego, right? The monkey mind, the reptilian brain, whatever you want to think of it as, the crazy brain, the thoughts, right? The daily thoughts that can distract us from what's really important, from what we're really doing, right? Okay. So she is this. So you have been rewriting that kind of, we used to say tape player. Now, of course, nobody knows what that is. You've been rewriting that recording. So maybe whereas you used to say to yourself all the time, you're fat, you're ugly, you're worthless, you're never going to fall in love, no one's ever going to love you, right? These things, you're never going to get your dream job. Just settle for all of these things. Settle because you are not worth any more than this. You have been rewriting that now to say, you know what? You are a god, a goddess. You are worthy of everything that you have ever wanted and more. And you are magical and you are beautiful and you are a soul having a human experience. You are not just a lowly human, trapped in this body and doomed to have this life of mediocrity, right? No. Taurus, you're starting to realize that there might be more out there for you than you ever dreamed of. Okay, that's beautiful. So I want to keep going and we might get more out of this beautiful first card, but you know what? Let me really quick, just because I'm going to skim. She was yeah. Oh, cool. Okay, you guys. Taurus, you got 2 poetesses. And I don't like it when they do that. You got 2 poets. Why does it have to be actress and poetess and priestess? Okay, I like that one. I like that one, though, I admit. All right, so I'm gonna let go of that. Poetess. She is also a poetess. Remember, you got Sappho, the poetess, which we'll get to. She was a 12th century Taoist mystic and poet. The night before her son's birth, she had a dream that she was immersed in a red mist. This is a very auspicious sign in Chinese culture. The title given to her as a master was Free Human of Mystic Peace. The emphasis in her poetry was the power inherent in stillness. You guys, this is synchronicity. There are no accidents. I just finished creating, I make a lot of memes. I make memes for my Instagram business page, Empath Ritual. Please go find it and follow it. But I make memes and I share memes and I try to make them at 3 as a theme. That way, when you're looking at all of the, the posts, it's like this beautiful grid that I've created. Okay. And so I, no kidding, just finished 3 memes today where it was about connecting to your higher self in the stillness. So this is amazing that this is coming through. The secret of the receptive, she writes, must be sought in stillness. The way, or Taoism, is a spiritual practice of clearing the mind so that when we take action, it isn't from the ego, it's from the source of life itself. You are literally getting rid of that ego recording so that you can hear your true voice, okay? Not the ego kicking into the ego. Again, don't give the ego a hard time, because the ego is just doing what you hired it to do, what you trained it to do, and what you kind of forced it to do. When we check out of our own lives and just start to succumb to everything, right? And, oh, okay, this is all I'm going to get, I guess. We check out and our ego has to take over. And the ego does not want to be in charge. I promise you. The ego is a logistical commander. The ego takes care of, hey, you're hungry, you better eat. Hey, you got an appointment at this time, I'm just reminding you. It's all of the logistics of life, that all the thoughts that are in here, okay? All of the planning, all the kind of 3D stuff, right? And so when the ego takes over, then you have checked out and your true voice is being subdued, is being hidden underneath all this, and the ego is operating out of fear, you guys. The ego is operating out of fear because its main job is to keep us safe. We've said, okay, ego, I can't do this anymore. I'm too afraid. Keep me safe. Well, the ego doesn't know how to do it. It's like telling a toddler to drive the car. It's like putting the 2-year-old in the driver's seat and saying, good luck, I'm going to be in the passenger seat. You better get me there safe. That's, first of all, ridiculous. Second of all, for the most part, all of our egos fucking did it, you guys. Like, we're still here. Now that we're starting to realize, hey, the egos never wanted to be in charge, right? They want to go back to, what they're supposed to be doing is just helping keep our physical body alive and keeping us on task, right? In the physical. Okay. The ego really doesn't have a spiritual component, except that it is part of our whole energy field, right? And so, yeah, you guys have been doing that. The pedestal of awareness is steady as a boulder. Well, that's fucking beautiful. That might be the name of this reading. Zhu, I'm doing my best, you guys, taught that meditation allows us to disengage from the surface drama the ego can invite us into. She often refers to the moon in her poetry because this was the symbol of the eternal sky, or the freedom we can reach, stop looking at the light and shadow the moon casts, and see the moon itself. When your soul selects her card, Albert Einstein reportedly said that we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Clarity only comes from clarity. Excuse me. There is a peace and calm that exists far beneath the constant banter most of us listen to all day within our minds. Okay. Dang. And it's just kind of more of the same stuff. It's a sacred feminine art of trusting the force of life that exists within us all. Yeah, she talks about, let's see. Okay. Yeah, they talk about the river beneath the river. It's the steady flow of the universal life force that wants us to reach our goal if we can only get still enough to merge with it. Cool. Okay. So they're even going deeper than what I was originally talking about. And I love that. We're going to go with that because I wouldn't have read that if it wasn't meant to be part of your reading, Taurus. So this is what they're talking about, is this universal flow of energy that has been unchanging since the beginning of time, even within your soul. Okay. Even within this particular makeup of an individual identity. Okay. We all possess that universal flow at the core of our being that has never altered, that is not flawed, that is not damaged, that is not traumatized. Okay. It's not broken in any way. It is beautiful. It is perfect. It is untouched. And that is what we are uncovering. That is what we are digging down to find. Okay. This card is a call for us to be still, to do nothing other than shift our awareness. Come out of the current state of mind we're in before making any moves or decisions. She reminds us that we only want to take action when what is moving us is the force of love at the heart of everything. Cool. So you want to make sure that when you make decisions that decision is coming from the deepest part of your universal flow, your life force. Okay. So I know that sounds kind of hard, and we're going to keep going. So anyway, find the stillness. And I'm telling you, I just made these memes about finding the stillness within. And that's how you truly connect to your real voice inside, to your intuition, your higher self, what am I trying to think of? Your unlimited, your infinite wisdom. Okay. It's in here. It's in here. You can only find it in stillness. Okay. So Taurus, you're being asked, this is your first card. You're being asked in a big way to take time to go into stillness. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you got to quit work or whatever, take time off of work, even when you have minutes during the day, when you have a break, when you're not at work, when you're in your car, these are the times. You only need a few seconds sometimes, and it can instantly ground you, even if you don't feel like it's done anything. Just closing your eyes, I always say 3 deep belly breaths gets you out of your mind and into your heart. Okay. And even if that's all you have time for, that is going to get you through the day. Okay. In a higher vibration. So, embrace the stillness, Taurus. Okay. And look at this next card. Like, I don't know how many more messages you need. I'm just going to keep going. But again, you got another poet. And what does poet say to me? It's writer. It's very introverted. It's very introspective energy. So you have a lot of internal stillness, go inward, really kind of sit with your own energy coming through. Okay. In silence, peace prevails. A whole nother message talking about in this stillness, the monkey mind quiets. Okay. And I know that you have a lot. Taurus, earth sign, dudes, I was born a Capricorn. I do resonate more with Sagittarius, which is my 13 system sign, sun sign, but I was born a Capricorn, Christmas Day. I get the earth sign stuff, right? Like I still have some overlap, and I resonated with it for a long time. I haven't for a while, but I did in a lot of my life. I resonated with being a Capricorn, with being an earth sign. And so I understand how the mental mind for earth signs, the mental energy body really wants to be in charge. And it's going to kick and scream if you don't let it, right? And so it's about balancing, and it's about training the mental mind to go into that stillness. It's about training the mental mind to realize that, or reminding the mental energy body that in that stillness is where we find the life that we're meant to have. It's where we find our path. It's where we find our mission. It's where we find the next teacher on our path. It's where we find the next step, no matter where we're at, is to go inward. The next step is not out here somewhere, you guys. Never. It's never out here somewhere in the external. The universe isn't even out here. Your higher self, your intuition, isn't out here somewhere. It's in here. Okay. So you're really being asked to go inward, and you're not the only sign. I want to say Pisces. Did I just do Pisces the other night? I know. I feel like I do feel like I'm kind of behind, even though I keep telling myself it's all perfect timing. I know it's late in September and I'm just getting this done, but you have to realize too that I am flowing with the energy as much as I can, and the universe doesn't give a shit what the date on the calendar is. And so I'm going with kind of these chunks of time that are not adhering to a beautiful, construct. And I apologize. So I'm going to look this one up, because here's your next card. So this is your bottom row, right? From left to right. La Goose, number 21. We're going to break that down to 3. 3 comes through to me, honestly, as you're not going to believe this. 3 always comes through to me as a very strong connection to yourself, to your own intuition, tuning in, growing your connection to yourself. So you have this whole bottom row is about going into the stillness, really getting to know yourself, Taurus. It's time. Okay. You have been going through the motions of this life long enough. You know what the universe is calling you to do. I know you think it's going to be too hard. I promise you, you will never, ever, ever regret learning how to go inward. Okay. I feel like, Taurus, there's a lot of stubbornness, right? You're literally a bull, right? There's a lot of stubbornness there toward this journey, because you're holding on. A lot of you, not everybody, don't get mad at me. A lot of you are holding on to the old ways because it's what you know, and you're stubborn and you don't really want to learn new ways because it seems like so much work. I'm telling you, those old ways are gone. Okay. They're gone. They're going to be gone completely very soon, and you won't even be able to access them. Okay. So the more that you can surrender and let go on your own, the more you will be able to take charge of your own journey. Okay. You're going to eventually anyway. I'm just saying the sooner you'll be able to take charge of your own journey. Okay. I want to look up this one. Again, these are new decks, so bear with me. I am getting to know them, and I always like to see the creator's intent to you guys. So seriously, you got this whole, guess what this says? Do not push forward. Do not force the issue. There is a time and place for everything. Allow things to come to you now. Be refreshed by a slower pace. Taurus, for the love of God, if you don't fucking slow down, the universe is going to do it for you. Okay. You will get sick. You will hurt yourself and have to be laid up. I'm not kidding. Okay. I'm not threatening you. I'm not saying the universe is a dick. Sometimes it has to be. Sometimes it has to be when we refuse to listen. So if you do not slow down, the universe will slow you down in whatever way it can. Okay. Please, for the love of God, listen. Okay. Allow yourself to dream. Use your imagination more fully. So this is cool because it's not just about tuning into your intuition and trying to find the answers of the universe, right? Of the cosmos. You're not going inward to try to unravel and figure out the cosmos, right? What you're doing is you're going in and figuring out who you are in this life, what you came here to do, and how you're going to do it. Okay. One step at a time. You're getting to know yourself. And it's also allowing you to kind of break down the layers and break through the muck and the trauma, right? And heal. Okay. Tuning into yourself every day is the best way to heal a layer every day, if not more. There are things that come through. I'm like, holy shit, I think I just healed like 4 layers in that one tune in, right? Now, I will tell you, I am guilty just as much as anybody of not making this part of my daily practice. I don't do it. And I'm actually in the 13 system, which I resonate more with now. I am a Taurus rising. And so I'm going to be paying attention to what's coming up. So, but it's also telling you that you get to tune into your imagination. And, I have a friend who teaches Akashic records. She's a Reiki master. She teaches all these amazing kind of energetic healing modalities. And she always says it starts with your imagination. We discount the imagination as made up, imaginary, right? It's not. If you think about it in a way that your imagination allows you to cut through all that junk and muck and crap too, to get to the real stuff, it all starts with your imagination. We say when we tune into the Akashic Library, it's like, oh, well, everybody's seeing something different. You know why? Because we're using our imagination. We are tuning into it. We're opening up. We're cracking open our imagination and allowing whatever story makes sense to us to get us to the guidance and messages that we need to come through. So it's going to look different to everybody. Okay. Super, super cool. So your journey is going to look different than everybody else's, and that's okay. But really, this bottom row is screaming at you, Taurus, to slow the fuck down. Okay. Don't let the universe drop a piano on your head. That's not fun. I promise you. I've had it happen a few times. All right. So let's keep going. Next card is the second poetess. So what the frick? What does this mean? The poetess, listen to this message. I love every inch of my body, and I love the women in my life fiercely. Okay, so this is a message for women and men, and I want to kind of shift it, not just women, but anyone in your life who embodies a feminine energy. Okay, now, yes, we all have both, right? But I'm talking about the feminine beings. Okay, those who chose to be primarily feminine as far as what they're emitting into the world, the way they're spreading their love. Okay, and so really, really be grateful. Think about all the beautiful divine feminine energies you have in your life, including your own within, right? And be super grateful, and maybe even reach out and just thank these women and these divine feminine beings for being in your life, for being your teacher. Okay. Even if maybe they were someone who, well, I'm saying if you've walked away from somebody, obviously don't, use your own intuition. That's what this bottom row is all about, you guys. Don't do what I say, do what your intuition tells you to do. Okay. But I'm saying what I'm seeing is you reaching out to divine feminine in your life and thanking them for everything they've done. Okay. And let's see what else she's got. I just want to look her up, but I don't know. Like, I don't know how to work this book yet, because I'm terrible. I just buy a deck and I just start right in. Let me see. Why? I won't tell you how to use. Okay. Yeah, she really does. Thank you, Megan. You really want us to really intuit the energies. I just want to be able to know how to look them up. Like, what if I want to? Sappho. Let's see if we can find her just magically. Lakshmi. Love it. Ooh, there's that one. I'm going to keep her open. Pope Joan. Love. Perpetua. And Joan. Mary of Nazareth. Okay, I'm going to keep that one open because I definitely want to. You guys, maybe we'll just, might we magically land on it? That's the first one. Oh, there she is. Okay, Sappho. Because I just am curious. Sappho embodies the deep love, admiration, and sensuality that exists between women. She was Greek. She was born on the island of Lesbos. No jokes, please. I get it. She was referred to in antiquity as the 10th muse and the poetess, just as Homer was referred to as the poet. So are they saying she's like the divine counterpart of Homer? She is one of the great Greek lyrists and one of the few known female poets of the ancient world. She read her poems rhythmically while accompanied by a lyre in a form that is now known as Sapphic meter, named after her. Sappho is celebrated for the sexuality and sensuality in her poetry, especially her love for women and the female body. Wow, you guys. Okay, so women. I shouldn't have to explain that, right? It is time to love your body. Again, Taurus rising. I'm going to have to look at this too, and that's hard. Believe me, I know how difficult it is. I have spent most of my 50 years on this planet loathing my physical body and just being angry at it and saying things like, well, my body betrays me, right? Well, my body hates me, Oh, it doesn't matter if I could live on apples and I'd still be fat, that kind of thing. And so it's about reprogramming, right? Definitely. It's about the big reprogramming going on. It's part of that. Okay. It's part of the layering, but you're really going to be asked to look at your beautiful body. And I am telling you right now, I don't care where your wrinkles and fat rolls are. You're fucking beautiful. Okay. You are beautiful. You are the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. I'm blowing smoke now, but I'm totally serious. And I'm going to be asked to do this too, right? We're all processing all of these things. Okay. But as a Taurus rising, I know this is and I know that this is part of my journey as well, because I still, even though I have, kind of found, a new body, we'll say, my journey the last 3 years has kind of given me a new body, a healthier body, a much leaner body. And I'm very grateful for that. There are still parts of it that I resent. And consequently, I store things there. So I want to share this because I feel like this is what's coming through, is the parts of your body that you don't love is not, I wanted to say it's not because of what's in there, but it is, but it isn't. So what I want to say is, let's see, I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose that one. Well, where's the one we were just looking at? I lost her, you guys, but whatever. Sappho, there she is. What I want to say about this, because this feels big to me. The things that we hate about our body, we store energy in, okay? We're storing past lives. We're storing trauma. We're storing baggage. We're storing negative energy. We're storing other people's energy. We're storing other people's judgments, okay? We're storing things that we don't want to look at in certain parts of our body. Now, it's a cycle, right? If you think about it, it's the chicken and the egg. Like, we're storing things in these places because these are the places that were physically traumatized. Sometimes that's the case. There's a reason women who have been molested, who have been sexually abused, who have been sexually traumatized, end up with ovarian cancer, okay? Fibroids, all these things that can manifest because there is darkness being held onto in that physical place, okay? So, you have to agree that dis-ease manifests in the physical body, and it always has an emotional core. Okay. So if you can really look at, like, for me, it's my belly, right? I mean, and I can blame, 5 pregnancies all day long, but I know women who have given birth to 10 children and have a beautiful flat tummy. So it's not that, right? I'm done joking about stuff like that, right? Because words have power. And so I don't say things like, 5 pregnancies, that's why I have this little poochy tummy or whatever. But I will tell you, when I am processing things, this area of my body gets really aggravated and upset and angry. Okay. And so I have to really go in and look at it and try to heal. It's the next layers coming up. And so if you've got a place where you store things, chances are it's a place that on your body that you do not like, that you don't want other people to see, that you try to hide, you try to disguise, right? We're always trying to dress to disguise our hips or disguise our waist or disguise our belly or disguise our big chest or whatever it is, or our small chest, right? It does not matter. We're always trying to dress to look different than what we chose. Okay. We chose this body. And so you're really going to be asked to heal a lot of this, Taurus. I'm feeling this. And again, this is women and men. Okay. Men, I get it. You have body issues too. I totally agree. We don't have the market on that. I promise. Men are shamed a lot if they are not a certain way, right? If they don't have this triangle, whatever, if they're not gym rats, if they're not buff, if they're not, the flat stomach is a thing for men too, right? The 6-pack, like they're required to have a 6-pack. They're required to be big and strong, right? And that's a lot of pressure. Like, we and both sexes, right? Both genders, or I should say any, whatever gender, we have this example, right? Which I stopped paying attention to years ago, but the runway, right? Let's look at the supermodels. Seriously, they are so unhealthy. They never eat. Okay. They do not take care of themselves. A lot of them are sick a lot. Okay. And this is just a reality. Like, I know this because I have a friend I have more than one friend. Yep. And there goes my body, my body telling me I'm on the right track. I have many friends who have been in that world. Okay. And it is not a healthy world to be in. Why would we kill ourselves to look like that when they have to kill themselves to look like that? It doesn't make any sense. Okay. So whatever body you have, you chose it. Okay. Chances are it has begun, at least begun, to go through some sort of transformation. Okay. A lot of people I know they're talking about the lockdown, right? The lockdown weight. I'm not going to say the other word, but the weight we've all gained, it's kind of like the freshman 15, but it's been the last year and a half, right? Even I put a little bit of weight on because we were, we were processing a lot of fear, and a lot of need for comfort things came up, right? And a lot of us have comfort foods. Okay. We all turn to the comfort foods. But I gained like 10 pounds. And so, but it's all about settling into that body that we chose. And that body, because the physical body, it's an illusion, you guys. This is our avatar. This is the video game. And just like any video game, you created this avatar. Also, just like any video game, you can go back and make changes if you want to, okay? When you're ready to, all right? So this body is changeable. We are changelings. But you're going to be asked, before you can do that, you are going to be asked to love the body you have right now in this moment. And so even if you don't mean it, right now, what I will ask you, do the mirror exercise. Just look at yourself. In fact, I highly recommend doing it naked if you can see your whole body, okay? And you're going to look at every spot that you don't like, and you're going to say, I love you. You're doing amazing. Thank you for being part of my journey. What else can we say? I am so grateful for you and the way you are right now. Okay, say these things to yourself, to these body parts. Okay, this is part of you. All right. And if you hate any part of you, then that allows you to store things in there that you don't want to look at. Okay. You're not going to store anything in a body part that you really love. Like for example, I have amazing legs. I don't store anything in my legs. I never have. Why would I do that? Because I love my legs and they always get a lot of love from me. So they're super healthy in every way. It's the belly, it's, other areas maybe, but that's these areas that I have had issue with. So it begs the question, do you store things in parts that you don't like, or do you not like parts because you're storing things there, and that is causing physical manifestation of things, right? It actually causes bloating. It actually causes cellulite. It actually causes just kind of inflammation, right? But it doesn't. I'm going to move on because I've spent too much time on this card already. The point of this message is, besides being a second poet, right? More introspection. You are really being asked to turn inward and fall in love with you. And I know for most of you, it's going to be the first time. Okay. Because it is for me. So let's keep going. Here is your middle card of your grid, the core card. So much introspection, you guys. It's ridiculous. Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. If that doesn't go perfectly with this loving your physical body, beneath the surface, all right, lies your true self. This physical body is a manifestation of the life that you wanted. If there is something that you do not feel is serving you, and I want to say it right, in the physical body, oh, cool, then that is where you need to go and heal, okay? It's because beneath the surface is the emotional core, the emotional trauma. And that's what's causing the physical discomfort, the physical, I don't even want to say deformity, but the physical, whatever you don't like about it, right? The physical, I don't even, you know what I mean? I'm going to stick with that. So there's treasure under there. The treasure is the trauma. Okay. I know that sounds weird, but oh my God, you're going to start to see this. If you're not already there on your journey where you are seeing your healing as a beautiful thing, like every time you get to go into the pit and look at the next thing, how beautiful and fulfilling that is. and how beautiful and fulfilling it is to then, under your own power, climb out of that pit and not need to be carried or pulled out, right? I mean, you have guides who will definitely help if you need it, but the empowerment that you get from owning your own journey, and when you realize you've fallen into, okay, I'm in a pit, let's do this. Show me what I'm here to do. Show me what I'm here to heal. And you know, what you can ask your guides, even, you know, I'm just going to sit with it, or you can ask them to walk you through it. Okay, what do I need to do? But the important thing to realize is when you're in the pit, ask to see what's going on down there. Ask to see what you're there to see, what you're there to heal, and then sit with it, talk to it, get to know it. And then tell it, whatever it is, it could come through as a person who has harmed you, right? Who has caused trauma in your life. And you're going to sit with them and talk to them until you can look at them and say, I love you. Thank you for being a teacher in my life. Thank you for reminding me how fucking powerful and amazing I am. Thank you for being part of my journey. And now I can let you go. And that's when you climb out, right? It's not always that easy. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's a really thin layer and it's an easy, or you're just ready, right? It's a big layer, but you're just ready. You're ready to see it. You're ready to see this beast. Like, a lot of times we build it up. I know this dragon is beautiful, but just as an example, a lot of times we build it up to be this ferocious beast when really it's a puppy that we have hidden, that we've locked in a closet. And he's just been whimpering to get out. And the more he whimpers to get out, the more you build it up in your mind how overwhelming it will be to let it out. So you never let it out. You leave it in there. And then you just cover it up. Oh, well, I'm just going to put stuff over the closet so I can't hear the whimpering. And then you just continue to build it up in your mind, you know, about how scary and overwhelming it was. And you start to tell yourself that, well, I could let it out, but I wouldn't survive that. I couldn't survive that. It's too big. It's a puppy. Okay. See it that way. Number 3, Thura says, you got 3 twice going up this row. I just noticed. Number 3 is, what is 3? Trusting your own intuition. Trusting yourself, going inward, deep, deep, deep inward. Taurus, I swear to God, if you ignore this message, the universe is going to smack you down so that you have nothing to do but be in your own thoughts, okay? Don't fall for the trap, and don't be in here. Go in here, okay? Because the more you get lost in here, the more you're delaying this ascension process for yourself, okay? You're going to get pushed through. It's up to you how much it sucks, okay? It's not always going to be fun, but it will suck much less if you can surrender and take an intentional and deliberate role in your own healing, okay? Own it. Own your healing. So I know I'm saying surrender and own it, take charge and let go, right? There's just so many. Yes, do both of those things. When you get to a certain point, you start to realize that those two are necessary, right? You have to let go and take charge of your own healing journey at the same time. Because it's about letting go of old and taking charge of actively healing yourself so you can keep moving forward. Okay. So they're 2 very different things, right? They're not 2 sides of the same coin. All right. Not really. I know it seems like it. Let go, because we're not saying let go and hold on. We're saying let go of what isn't serving you anymore. And don't grab on to what's next, but embrace it. Allow it to come. Okay. Because when you grab onto something, then you're forming an unhealthy attachment to it. So you want to just let it come. And that's when life gets good. Okay. But let me intuit her. Oh yeah. Like, she's standing very strong, very stoic, very centered in her, in her center space, as my body is like totally talking to you guys. Let me look it up. I'm really curious what the 3 is. I'm so glad it's numbered so I know where to find it in the book. Do not get drawn into unnecessary drama. I have seen this card before. Okay. That Thuri saws. She's part of the Elder Futhark. Okay, so like if you play with runes at all, I know obviously this is a rune deck. If you play with runes at all, it's the bigger set, right? I think it's 24 versus 18. Although often referred to as a thorn, this rune more accurately represents Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, and the god himself. Okay, so interesting that it's a female coming through, representing Thor, a protective figure, defended Asgard from the giants, a hero, okay? The hammer in this case, with this message, the hammer coming through, she is representing Mjolnir. I love that. I think Mjolnir definitely has a feminine energy. This card comes through as a message that the hammer is used to smash ignorance and small-mindedness, as well as clear away untruth. Okay, so what I'm getting, because we want to relate it to the rest of the story so far, right? We want it to fit into your story, Taurus, is that this is small-mindedness and ignorance within. Okay. And again, when we really think about it, everyone is just an aspect of us. Anyone who you deem small-minded or ignorant, you're probably projecting a little bit of your own fear of being that way. You may be mirroring, right, to them. Don't shake your head at me, Taurus. I'm telling the truth. And so this is going to be, again, just I can't even tell you, Taurus, if you don't fucking go inward in the next 4 to 5 weeks, I wash my hands of you, okay? Not really. I love you. I'll still be here, I promise. Courage may be needed to overcome hesitancy, to strive for greater creativity or prosperity. Okay, so you are going to need a lot of courage to go in, because there is a lot of perceived darkness. Perceived darkness, okay? Again, it's not a beast. It's not the boogeyman. It's a puppy. I promise. Okay. So when you go in, when you're in the pit and you ask to see it, it's going to come at you like what was it, a boggart in Harry Potter? So put roller skates on it, put Neville's grandma's dress on it, right? And imagine that's what you're dealing with. It's ridiculousness, really. And remember, that's actually how they shifted it from scary to funny, was ridiculous, right? That was the spell. I'm sorry, I'm a Harry Potter nerd. So if you're not, I'm sorry for you, because it's a beautiful world. So what else? Earth and fire, you guys, you are earth. So much fire coming through. Again, the red, fiery redhead, just a lot of letting the old burn away, okay, within. So you're going to go in and you're going to look and you're going to see things that Taurus. Excuse me, goodness, my body's always like, yep, keep going, Wendy. You know what is not serving you anymore. You know what you have to let go of. People, places, things, jobs, beliefs, okay? Foundational beliefs. It's going to be okay. These things are being pulled out from under you. I get it. They're crumbling away. You're feeling it. You're feeling like you're falling, when really there is always something there. You have this underlying universal flow that is always there to catch you, okay? Never changing, never wavering, okay? This is source. This is who you really are, right? But it's underneath the identity that we chose and the experiences that we chose, but it's always there for us to tap into, to feel that safety and security in this experience, okay? We chose this not to live every day in fear and be afraid to experience life, but to jump in and experience it. Yes, we wanted to experience the fear too. Guess what? Now that we're aware of that, we can check that box. Like, that's the key, right? Awareness. Oh, okay, I wanted to experience the fear. Does that mean you have to keep being in? No, the awareness tells you are checking that box. Okay, I don't have to be in fear anymore. Now, I'm not saying you'll never be afraid ever again of anything. I'm saying you are releasing that fear from that layer that is right above this universal flow. Like, it's almost like we had some help, I won't say from who, reptilians, putting down a layer of fear right on top of that universal flow. Okay. We are cracking that apart right now, because that has been the foundation. That's the foundation you feel is falling away, is the fear. That's why we have to let it burn. Okay. It's going to fall away and it's going to fall into the fire. Let it fall into the fire. Let it burn. Do not put water on it, because what you're going to do is you're going to walk away and you're going to be fine. You're going to be safe, because you're going to be tapping into that universal flow that you can now access because you let the fear burn. Okay. Do I have to say it anymore? Self-sabotage, chronic procrastination. Seriously, you are not going to be allowed to procrastinate any further, Taurus. Your entire fucking message is about going inward. Okay. The whole thing. It's going to be challenging. This card, Mjolnir, you have a spiritual, I don't want to say weapon. That's not the right word. You have a spiritual aid. You have a spiritual tool. You have lots of spiritual tools. Okay. But this energy of Mjolnir, this divine feminine energy of a partner, right? Mjolnir really is his partner, which makes sense, right? Always by his side, always, all you had to do was hold his hand on and it came to him, right? This is what you have, okay? And it is always there. So what does it say? This card, Mjolnir, your partner, will be here always to give you confidence to break through these forms of fear. Holy shit, I didn't even see that. With passion and gladness. Okay, we'll just let that happen. So it's going to help you break through this fear. Guys, I didn't even read that. That's how good I am. Yeah, I get to do that every once in a while. Anyway, okay, so 2 3s, just, it's fucking blowing my mind how much inner, this journey, the next 4 or 5 weeks, 3 4 weeks, a little bit of the 5th week from now. It is the 22nd right now. How's everybody doing post solstice? Full moon, by the way. Right? Like the universe ain't playing anymore. The universe is serious. Okay, next card. I'm going to look it up, even though I have no idea how to pronounce it. The Mother of Believers. I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. Holy shit. How do you do that? By really getting to know yourself, right? And knowing how to manifest yourself. So I marked this page because I didn't want to lose it. And I marked it oddly with taking shelter. The answers are within. I just randomly pulled a card on you guys. I did not look at it. The answers are within. Fuck yeah. I'm going to leave that up. So, and Khadija is the power we all possess. It says nothing about how to pronounce it. Thanks a lot. It's the power we all possess to be aware of the spiritual realm and fully immersed in the material world. Aha. 2 worlds, right? She was a widow in Saudi Arabia in the 6th century. She became a wealthy merchant who was deeply respected and known as the Pure One, or Al-Kubra the Great. Wow, as a woman in that culture. Think about that. Back then, unheard of, okay? Divine feminine breaking through the fear. All right. And fucking doing what she wanted no matter what. Doing what she needed to do, right, at the time, but also fulfilling her mission. Okay. It is said that with her wealth, she fed the poor, provided for her children from her first 2 marriages, and took care of her extended family. She had a dream shortly after hiring a young merchant named Muhammad to work for her. In the dream, the sun descended into her courtyard, fully illuminating her home. Her cousin told her that this meant that the prophet would soon grace her doorstep. She realized that her employee, Muhammad, was the prophet. Holy crap, I've never heard this story. And so she asked him to marry her. That's a little weird, but okay. They were married for 25 years. She is regarded as one of the most important female figures in Islam, followed by her daughter with the prophet Fatima. She is Fatima's mother. That makes sense. It is said that when Muhammad told her about his first revelation from the angel Gabriel in the cave of Hira, she was the first person to convert to Islam. She died before he did. He remarried, but was never closer to a subsequent wife than he had been with her. She was his constant confidant and partner. This story is really unfolding beautifully, you guys. Partner. This is your partner. This is your helper. This is your guide. Mjolnir coming through as a divine feminine energy. Divine feminine is the void, is the introspection, okay? For, sometimes I actually use the term passive in a positive way. The feminine is the passive energy, although it is doing a lot, right? Like it's not passive, but we're just going to, because it's the opposite of masculine. I hope you understand that. Okay. I love this message too. So a little bit of this coming through, not huge, but again, just so much introspection and going inward. Please, please, please heed this message, you guys. But it does say when this card comes through your reading, it talks about there's a destructive misunderstanding that if we are going to be spiritual, we have to renounce the material world. That is not true, you guys. I always say the time of giving up all your possessions to follow Yeshua, that is over. Okay, we don't have to. I feel like that was one of the things that hindered his mission, right? Is asking people to give up everything. Okay, they couldn't do it. A lot of them, really, really good people, could not do it. Okay, we're not being asked to do that anymore because it's okay for us to have nice things. I tell light workers this all the time. It is okay for us to have nice houses, nice cars, pretty clothes. Okay, it's okay for us to have these things. It's called abundance. It's called allowing abundance, right? The body is the soul's chance to be here. So a healthy relationship to the material world is crucial and integral to reaching our spiritual potential. So it's through the physical body that we are reaching our spiritual potential in this lifetime, right? So again, going back to Sappho, seriously, the physical body, you have got to fall in love with yourself, with this body that you chose. And if I used to say, well, if there's something you don't like about it, change it, stop the way you're eating or whatever, but really just intuit what your body needs. On this journey, you are really going to get to know yourself. You're going to uncover layers and layers and layers of crap that you're going to heal. I'm really, really proud of you. You have everything you need to do this, Taurus, I promise. But you are going to uncover this beautiful kind of realization that you don't need to, first of all, you don't need things like, I don't even know, these intense workouts. You don't need to starve yourself. You don't need these, honestly, and this is my personal opinion, you don't need cleanses. You don't need all these. You just need to get to know yourself, get to know your physical body and what it needs. Goodness. A little confirmation there, okay? So, intuit what your body needs, okay? Tune in. If you are craving, I always tell people this too. There's a reason we have comfort foods. It is satisfying something in our energy that we need, okay? So if you are craving a Big Mac and you have this energy underneath that's telling you this is bad for you, this is why you're fat, this is why you're worthless, you're never going to break free of this cycle, you're just perpetuating this lifestyle you have, and you are always going to be like this, miserable. Okay. If you have that underlying, again, that's about rewriting this subconscious, right? If you have that underlying tape playing all the time, then yes, every time you give in or, every time you engage in eating these things or drinking these things, then it's going to create negative energy in your body. Okay. So what you want to do is next time you're craving a Big Mac, close your eyes, tune in and say, do you really want a Big Mac? And if your body says, hell yeah, eat that Big Mac and do not feel bad about it. Okay. Tell yourself, this is what my body needed today. All right. And I absolutely believe we're transitioning, you guys. We are in a huge transition right now. Our bodies are transitioning as well from 3D to 5D. It's a huge jump. It's a big deal. Okay. This is the first time humanity has done this in one lifetime. But we are down to the wire. This is do or die time. We have to do it. Okay. It's this or it's perish. We all perish. Okay. And I don't want that. I don't think anybody wants that. But this physical body is the vessel that we chose to experience this spiritual journey. Okay, does that make sense? So yes, you have to take care of it, but taking care of it means giving it a Big Mac when it really wants a Big Mac. During this transition, I promise you, when you get to the other side of this beautiful, beautiful, this big thing we're breaking through right now as a collective, when we get to the other side, chances are we're not going to want those things anymore. The cravings will just be gone. But until that time, when McDonald's doesn't exist, God forbid, right? Or the other place, Frappuccino place, I won't even say it because people get all up in arms when I tell them I don't like it. If that place doesn't exist, right? They're either not going to exist or they're going to be serving food that nourishes the body, right? A high vibrational foods. But, you know, when we get to this other side of this huge tunnel we're all going through, we're all holding hands, huddled together, all doing this together. But when we get to the other side, out to the into the light, we're going to want to feed our body high vibrational foods, alive foods anyway. So we'll get there, okay? During the transition period, oh my God, have the Big Mac if you want the Big Mac. I don't understand the. All right, anyway, the body, just so much physical body self-love coming through, so much, like just love your body as much as you can, so much introspection. Okay, she represents power and empowerment and knowing, confidence again, creating positive relationships. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful things coming through that are going to be a result of you really going in and getting to know you for the first time, right? Falling in love with you. Please fall in love with yourself. Okay. All right. It talks about, this is so not a love reading except for self-love. I will tell you right now, there was a little bit about, partner. A partner is going to appear when you're ready for it. Okay. Now, when a partner appears and that partner ends up being a teacher in a way that is not fun, then you needed that. You asked for that. You told the universe, this is what I need. And the universe delivered. The universe always gives us what we want. Always. Okay. It always gives us what we ask for. It always gives us what we need for soul growth. And so, sorry, not sorry. I know you've had horrible, horrible experiences, and I'm so sorry about that. You chose that. You chose that for your soul growth. You chose that to heal and remember how powerful you are, okay? That you're not a victim, all right? That now you've learned that lesson and you will never go through that again. Got it? Okay? And you're going to turn around and you're going to teach other people how to process that energy and to never allow that experience again. Okay, it's about learning and moving forward and getting better, right? Getting smarter, getting wiser. And so, what I always tell people is, that divine counterpart is magically appear. Nothing will be able to keep you apart when you have both reached a vibration that matches. Okay, where you've healed enough, where you can be together and still have your own totally separate, independent lives, okay? Where you're not sacrificing anything for this other person. You don't have to move in with them. You don't have to move where they live unless you want to, right? Unless that's calling you. You don't have to marry them or take their last name or have babies even. There is no obligation to do anything but be together, okay? That's what a divine union looks like. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Here's your next card, okay? Answering the call, the time is now. What does this mean? You're going to get to this point. First of all, this last card is 40, which is rebuilding foundations, which is really finding your footing again, kind of coming back from a integration period, right? From kind of a being in the desert period where you're integrating new energy. You're really going to be going inward the next few weeks, okay, Taurus? So when you start to come out of it, okay, you're going to be asked to kind of stretch that comfort zone. Yep, there it is. Okay. You're going to be asked to step outside of it a little bit. Okay. You felt really safe in these walls with this door shut. But guess what? You are ready to throw that door open. And look at her. She cannot wait to get out there. Like she is like running out there. She's running out there. She has flung that door open and she's sprinting out there because she's so ready. Because what happens is when you grow beyond the confines of your comfort zone, then those walls that used to make you feel safe and cozy and hidden, they start to feel claustrophobic, okay? And then you open that door yourself and you go through. And this is what I want for you, Taurus. This is what the universe wants for you, is not to have to drag you through that door. The universe doesn't want that. You got to do all this work to get here, okay? This beautiful story in front of me. The universe wants you to throw that fucking door open yourself and run out into the next level, right? Into your next life. You're not next life. I know that's wrong. Into the new life that you are creating because you're letting go of the old one. Last card. I know I'm over an hour. Last card, 40 breaks down to 4, new foundations coming out of the dark. Coming period. again. And look at this, shaking hands. I love this card because if for a lot of other signs, a couple of other signs have gotten this already. And at least one of the times I got that this is you shaking hands with you. This is you saying, oh my God, I know you now. I feel this connect. Let's go do this. Okay. The thing. I'm not sure. When I look it up in the book, it actually talks about the Norse, the Viking way of not inflicting, but their justice system, right? The way they metered out punishments. They weren't as harsh as people think. Like, yes, when they were in battle, they were very brutal. But in their own communities, in their own culture, they tried to have the punishment fit the crime. They didn't just instantly, and again, I'm not saying like they didn't, if somebody was stealing, they didn't cut their hand off. That wasn't what they wanted them to learn from the experience and never do that thing again. And so it was a very kind of intuitive and community-minded justice system. So anyway, I feel like that, I don't know, that doesn't necessarily resonate for your reading unless you got some from that. Beautiful. I'm glad you did. But what I'm seeing is the 4 and the shaking hands with yourself. You are going into so much deep healing and deep getting to know yourself that you are going to feel so much more centered, grounded, empowered, sovereign. Like, this is how we find our sovereignty, is really knowing who we are. And look at you, you're shaking hands with yourself going, damn, where have you been? Where have you been all my life? There you are. There you are. I know you again, or I know you for the first time. But I'm telling you, when you really kind of crack open that, I mean, honestly, you can even see it. It's kind of this, like you're going to be flinging open a door and you are going to be on the other side, a higher version of you. And you're going to just step right into that. Okay. And again, it goes back to these memes I was making today. We're totally talking about your higher self is who you are becoming. And when you step into that higher self, guess what? The next higher self appears. There will be a higher self until we are rejoined with source. Okay. Then there's nothing higher than that. Okay. And the higher self is what you are attaining in every step of this ascension journey, right? And so your higher self is who you are becoming. And this is you becoming the next level, shaking hands with that higher self and then stepping right into it, okay? And stepping out into the world as this new you. But it's going to feel so right. Like I tell people, oh my gosh, these last 8 years have been chaotic, tumultuous, traumatic, devastating, terrifying. But at the same time, I have never felt more like me. Okay. And that's where you're going. And again, remember this that just popped out. The answers are within. The answers are within, you guys. I want to pull, do I want to pull a divine? No, I'll pull one of these. I'm going to pull one more Sacred Traveler just to wrap it up. I hope this helped. I hope this gave you some nuggets of wisdom. If it did and you want to share, please do. I would love to build this channel just because this kind of thing feeds my soul. So share, like, subscribe, hit that, hit the bell. Yeah, and share with anybody who resonates with Taurus, who identifies as Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Watch all 4 of yours, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you are curious what your chart looks like in the 13 Zodiac system that includes Ophiuchus, the link is below. Okay, you can go to that website and generate a chart. Okay, if you think that's hooey, great. This is still for you. Okay, this is still for you, Taurus. Whatever system you resonate with it in, I set the intention that it is for whoever resonates with the sign of Taurus. Okay, for these next 3-4 weeks. So let's get one final wrap up card. And I am going to get all these done, I promise. Life, seriously. I am going through just as much transformation and change as everybody, okay? And some days it just doesn't happen. But I love this channel. I love doing this. This is one of my jams, okay? I do I do personal readings. That link is below, okay? Currently, my energy services are still on my oil blends website. I am going to be moving them over to a different site, but for now, they're just in my store. In the oil blends, I do Akashic readings. I do twin flame Akashic clearings. And I do these kinds of readings, personal readings. I do them on my own time. You get a link. They're unlisted, so only you and I can watch them, and you can have that link forever as long as my channel is up. I put it on my personal channel as unlisted, so no one else can watch them. So let's get one more card for Taurus, please, to wrap up this beautiful, beautiful reading of introspection. Again, lots of fire, you guys. Let the old burn, because that's how you're going to find the new. Fogged in, go slow, take time. The universe is just confirming that you need to take time for you. And again, I'm totally not seeing, unless this is calling you, unless you're coming into this already, is time off from work, or you're able to like go somewhere and be alone for like days on end, right? And have everything you need, obviously food, water, that kind of thing. But, and interestingly, look, this card, that flag always makes me think of Starbucks. Isn't that funny after I was slamming them earlier? That's hilarious. It's like Starbucks is coming through going, hey, stop bashing us. Well, serve real food, okay? Stop serving crap. So yeah, the universe is just confirming that this is you. And look at this. Look at this. So I know it's a lot of water, whatever. You got more fire than you did water, but look at this. The boat is going this away, yeah? And guess what? There's this beautiful castle back here, but that is no longer serving you, okay? So this is you. I feel like this is just your energy. This is like all the aspects of you, probably a bunch of guides, whatever. And this is you going, nope, I don't need that anymore. And you're going to realize this, right? You're going to realize this in the next 3-4 weeks, what you don't need, okay? It's not going to be, not necessarily everything. Some of us are being asked to walk away from everything. Job, partner, moving out of state, out of country, okay? Some of us are, not everybody. Don't freak out, okay? You're going to know. You're going to know what you're being asked to walk away from. You probably already do know. You already know, don't you, Taurus? You already know. I know you know. So yeah, that's just funny to me. You fly that Starbucks flag, whatever, right? Like allow yourself these comforts. That's what it's coming through saying. Like, oh, she's right. You need that Frappuccino, do it. Just, tune into your body and say, okay, we just had one yesterday. Do you really want one today? Or am I in an addiction cycle? And your body might go, I don't really want one today. Go get a green tea instead. I'm just saying, allow the comforts, but start tuning into your body more, okay? Taking care of the physical body. That's what I've been doing. It is not easy, you guys, I promise, but we're doing this together. Okay, so anyway, that's your final wrap-up card. Go slow, take time. There's no rush here, okay? I know I said, it's go time, blah, blah, blah. The universe is keeping us on track, okay? We don't have to worry about that. And if you intentionally and actively and deliberately take an active role in your healing journey, and you heed these messages, whatever resonates with you, again, it may not all, take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't try to force that square peg into the round hole, okay? But if you intentionally take an active role in your own healing journey, you are going to not only get there, but you're going to be able to thrive during the journey, on the way. Okay, because remember, it's not about the destination, right? We've heard that cheesy line for decades, right? It's true, you guys. I hate to say it, it's true. That and the whole what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Fucking A if that ain't true. I hate that as much as you do. But here we are. We have had the right information and the right messages all along. Okay. We forget for most of our lives. And, we'll take, that's right. I remember now, it's not about the destination. And then 10 minutes later, we're all about the destination, right? We've forgotten. Well, the universe is like, okay, all right, you guys, time to let go of all this crap that is making you forget. Because we are moving forward now, but you are going to learn to live in the moment and to enjoy its deliciousness, okay? You're going to enjoy every moment, including the dark ones. I promise. I promise. I never thought I would, and I am, okay? It's empowering. It's empowering, and you've got it. Okay, I've kept you long enough. I love you guys. Share, like, subscribe, okay? Watch your sun, moon, rising, Venus. You got this. Go inward. For the love of all that is holy, Taurus, fucking go inward, okay? Please, tune into these things. Watch this 2 and 3 times if you need to remember because I'm already forgetting. I'm moving on to the next sign, right? in my head. But watch this many, many times if you, or listen, I should say. You don't have to watch, you can just listen. But listen as many times as you need to really tune in to yourself, get to know yourself, fall in love with yourself, fall in love with your physical body. Okay. Remember that you chose it. It's yours. It's all yours, nobody else's, and it's beautiful. And I will see you next time. Thank you, Taurus.